Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Mini Madness, brought to you by The Fundamentals. This is Dan, looking at another set of lovely miniatures from Wizkids. These are going to be painted miniatures, not pre-painted. We're looking at, this is actually the first part in a series I'll be doing this in a little bit, of a bunch of these new releases from Wizkids, primarily from the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, as you might have guessed from this map of the Witchlight Carnival. Wild Beyond the Witchlight is the big adventure for this year. It's a really fun thing. I'll link my full review of it down below. But for those of you playing it, or wanting to have adventures in the Feywild, Wizkids has, of course, come out with a line of little plastic minis to enhance the experience as best as they can. These are all pre-painted things. I saw a little bit of those at Gen Con when I went to my Wizkids meeting with them. It's a really cool line. And they sent them to me. So this first video is going to be looking at the sort of flagship collection. The way these usually work is they have like some sets so you can buy that you already know what you're getting. If you look back, remember my Strahd video, there were 2 sets of Strahd minis you could get, and there's something similar like this in this set, but there's also a big set of minis that are all themed around this carnival, as well as one other big mini that I will show you in a bit as a surprise. So, the Witchlight Carnival Premium Miniatures of the Icons of the Realm. So, you can get all these figures, we'll look at them, but they all are employed at the Witchlight Carnival. Now, the Witchlight Carnival is a carnival held kind of in multiple realities. It travels between them. It's run by these 2 gentlemen who are actually from the Shadowfell. Here's one of them. So this is Mr. Witch. Mr. Witch is from the Shadowfell. He's a bit more businesslike than his partner. He's got a top hat, watch, but a very, very nice little figure. I like this. A lot of faces are hard to do in this. The texture on the coat's nice. Faces are hard, but he has a distinctive enough face that it kind of works. And then we have his partner, Mr. Light. See, they're Witchlight. It kind of works. He is long and lanky. He's got more of a jester vibe, like his stick. These guys are characters you meet in your adventure, and they run it. Look, he's got a big old sleeve. Very kind of smacks of Pennywise, really. Then we've got, this is, their names are on them, so I'm not just lying, I swear. This is Candlefoot. Candlefoot is a fairy who lives in the Witchlight Carnival. Burley is a sort of a roustabout in the carnival. He's like hobgoblin, I believe. Got some gross skin. You might want to moisturize a bit more, bud. But a nice figure. Monsters work really well with it because they've got really big features, so they really show up well. Tiago is smoking a bubble pipe. He's kind of fun. He's a clown. He's a fairy clown. Face is kind of weird, but they're fairies, so it all kind of works, and he's got a good pose. And I like his bubbles. Yeah, he's got a bubble pipe. This is Kettle Steam. Kettle Steam is I believe Kettle Steam is a shapeshifter. These wings, by the way, you can get those in the Beetle and Grimm's Witchlight Carnival box. I believe Kettle Steam is a shapeshifter, but he might also be just a Kenku. I who makes steam noises. I forget, honestly. The Kane's a bit flimsy. Okay, so he's a bit weird. And then we got a couple big minis. This is Mirthwind and Red, who are Carnival employees. Red is the squirrel, Mirthwind is the tree ant. With these wings, you have to wear those to go to the carnival in the game. So everyone has a pair, whether you like it or not. Then we have Dear Leground. Now, Dear Leground is a displacer beast. I like Dear Leground, who has lost her baby, and finding them is something you can do in the game. But this is a really nice mini. Lovely colors, well detailed. Got all the kind of gold and glitz and glamour you expect. And finally, this is an interesting one. So this is a character in the game named Palasha, who is a water fairy. Well, I think she's an elemental, but she lives in a water ball because she has to live in the water. The figure's really nice. Blue detail. I like the scale. The scales are really nice and the bendy. But the way she works is you put her in there, and you could glue her. You know, if you want to be fancy, if you want to be a proper mini person. But then you put this on top, and ta-da! She's in a ball. And now she can be talked to accurately. Very neat figure. I like when they do that. So that is the Wild Beyond the Witchlight Carnival characters. So get those from Wizkids for, I believe, $20. Very cool thing. And then up in the $35, $40 range, you have this thing. Swamp gas balloon. So in the adventure, when you are in Prismeer, you have to travel around a bit. And the way you do that, an option to do that, I should say, is with this balloon, which we'll be using our friends from the carnival for scale, because my god, she's big. I don't know if I need to give you a little glimpse at where I live, but jeez, my goodness. Okay, so this is the swamp gas balloon. It is amazing. Leather, the detail and the sewing of their leather. The ropes are kind of squishy and taut. You can see the inside of it. It stands up, and then you can fit, just about a whole party in here, if you're careful, and they go in. But these Wizkids transport things are always fun. They've done boats, they've done they did a really cool one with Beetle and Grimm, if you go back and watch that, where they made the infernal machines. I mean, they made one by themselves you can buy. Beetle and Grimm had a big buzz on it. The infernal machine from Avernus, you could ride your characters right in. So it's kind of, it's kind of basic. It's not like a dragon or a purple worm. But it's a cool thing, and it's really tactile, and it really looks good for your characters using it. You can kind of, here, I think the other side of this map is actually, move the carnival, is actually a map of Prismeer. And so see, you can see there's yon, hither, and thither. And you could use this to kind of see, and that's kind of neat. I like that. But the details are so, look at the bottom underneath the thing. Like, so well detailed, so well done. That is such a nice figure. Such a nice thing. It's a bit more expensive than the other ones, obviously. It's the big flagship item from Wildland and the Witchlight. Most of the big things they make are the flagship thing. It's part of the set. So, definitely keep an eye out for these in your friendly local game store. I'll have links down below to pick them up from Wizkids or other websites. Shop local, though. If you really wanted to run this, if you really like this, or you just want some cool fairy figures to mess around with, you could go wrong with a lot of this stuff. And honestly, this could be this balloon's kind of a fun way you can to display minis, display figures. It can't beat that. So, that is these. Stay tuned. Next time, I'll be looking at a few more minis, showing off some interesting characters from the wilds beyond the Witchlight. Until then, happy adventuring.